Sat or asat, what is eternal or what is temporary. And now we come to Ayurveda. If we concern ourselves only with Ayurveda as far as dealing with the gross and subtle body and not with liberating the soul from this engagement, Ayurveda is very useful. There are three types of healing systems in this world. One is called Deva, second is called Manusya, and the third is called Asuric. Asuric medicine uses poisons. It's called allopathic medicine to heal people. It sounds like an oxymoron, and it is in many ways. And Manusya medicine uses non-toxic herbs and non-toxic things such as urine, cow's urine, donkey urine, elephant urine, all kinds of different urines, metallic mixtures. One of the main metals used in Ayurvedic medicine is mercury, red flag. Mercury is a poison, but in Ayurveda they know how to purify poisonous substances and use them. It's not like homeopathy. Homeopathy, they use real poisonous substances, but in very minute quantities. Where in Ayurveda, they use poisonous substances, but they purify them so that they're not toxic anymore. So anyway, we're not going to get into all those details, but Manusya medicine is based on non-toxic herbs. And Deva, or divine medicine, is based on mantra. Mantra means man, the mind, and tra means deliverance. Mantra is a vibration that delivers the mind from ignorance. Ignorance is preoccupation with what is temporary your whole life. So, the mantra is the best medicine, best cure, because it takes the mind away from material preoccupation and directs it toward God. And that solves the whole problem. In fact, if you want to learn one verse of the Bhagavad Gita to guide you through all healing, it is 7th chapter, 14th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Daivihi esa gunamai, mama maya duratya, mam evayet papadyante, mayam etam tarantite, which says that Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, this material nature is virtually impossible to overcome. Can you overcome Katrina? Can you overcome the tsunami? Can you overcome the volcanic eruption from that mountain that I can't pronounce the name of in Iceland? Can you overcome, I don't know, the oil slick that's in the Gulf right now? No. The United States has the strongest army in the world. Did it stop Katrina from wiping out an entire American city? In fact, after Katrina was New Orleans was wiped out, there was the Al Qaeda gave a press release and it said, "Sister Katrina has done our job for us." Yes. Right? So, the American Army, which is the most powerful army in the world, it couldn't stop Sister Katrina from wiping out an entire American city. They were defenseless, right? So we see that nature has an insurmountable energy, and this is what the verse says: "Daivihi esa gunamai, mama maya duratya." It's impossible to overcome. However, mam evaye prapadyante, one who surrenders unto me, Krishna says, can easily overcome it. So this is the real solution to cure. And but of course, you have to believe God exists, and we'll get to that very shortly. So now, Ayurveda is using non-toxic herbs and non-toxic substances to do what? Ayurveda recognizes that the gross body and the subtle body are the only places where sickness can be present. And in the gross body, there are many balances. Just like, if you don't talk about the Ayurvedic point of view, you can talk about the Western point of view. There's a sodium-potassium balance in the body. And other balances between the sodium-potassium balance is between the lymphatic system and the blood system. And therefore, there are exchanges going on freely between those systems, even though the lymphatic system has no veins, and the blood system works with veins, you see. So there are many pHs in the body. Urine is slightly acidic, saliva is slightly alkaline, the blood is slightly alkaline. As soon as we eat food that's too acidic, it throws off the alkalinity of the blood and the alkalinity of the mouth. When the alkalinity of the mouth is thrown off by too acidic food, like coffee and snacking between meals and highly acidic drinks, sugar and so forth, you have decay of the teeth. Decay of the teeth is not caused by bacteria, it's caused by lingering acids in the mouth and lingering acids and slightly acidic blood. And when the acidity of the blood, when the blood becomes skewed, the pH of the blood becomes skewed, you get all kinds of very strange and horrific sicknesses that take place. And one of the worst for women is osteoporosis. And it's caused by eating too many comfort foods and having continual acidic residue in the intestines that seeps into the blood. So whether it's Western medicine or Ayurveda, there are certain balances in the body that must be respected in order to maintain health. Ayurveda approaches it in a different way. It talks about the dosas. And the dosas are Vayu, Pitta, and Kapha. In other words, wind, bile, and phlegm. And when there's an unbalance or disbalance between these three things, you get sick. So Ayurvedic technique of diagnosis, they use the pulse, they use the tongue, they use the eyes, they use the urine, and other indexes that they analyze to see and recognize how these dosas are unbalanced. And then they prescribe medicines to balance them. So Ayurveda has a different diagnostic approach, which is much more accurate than Western medicine. And because of that, Ayurvedic treatment, if you get a really expert Ayurvedic doctor, is much more effective than Western medicine. So now, but Ayurveda teaches that prevention is better than cure. If a person follows certain rules that are recommended in Ayurveda, they will hardly ever get sick their whole life. Their teeth won't deteriorate, their eyes won't dim, their hair doesn't turn gray, and so forth. And you definitely don't get the catastrophic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease and so forth. You'll be able to live approximately 100 years in good health and clear consciousness if you follow Ayurvedic preventive care principles. Now, what are those preventive care principles? Very simple, not complicated at all. Number one, the best medicine is food. And foods that are sattvic, or in the mode of goodness. This does not include Oreo cookies, I'll tell you right now. It does not include meat. It does not include so many things that are the main staples of Western diets. Sattvic foods are foods like, number one and foremost, that evil substance called milk. Ooh. People have given milk such a bad rap. Now that should be an indication to most people that there's some